welcome back to Jeff Walker Books Discussion. Today I'll be discussing the Substack book I'm writing called Send in the Dead. Now, if anybody of you have come on to my Substack before in the previous year, it was on there already, a few chapters ready to go. I took them down because where it was going wasn't where I wanted it to. I had some ideas on how to make it better, and I took it down, and I had to rewrite the whole thing because I needed to change perspective, change some certain aspects. The whole horror genre, sci-fi horror. When I put it on there, I got, I hadn't written horror a whole lot in depth and detail. And when I started writing it, I thought it's getting a little bit much. And I think sometimes the gore is too gory, and sometimes I think um, where I wanted to take some of these guys was a bit over the top. So I took it down, I rewrote it, and I'm bringing the chapters back slowly and Substack. And do I put it up for free? I think I will for the first so many chapters to get a feel of people. I already put up one chapter already, and I've had about 3 responses that said it was good. I didn't put it on my emails and what do you call it, newsletter, because I know if I did that, I'm going to get a massive amount of people clicking off of it, of like just unsubscribing, because every time I post something, people have unsubscribed. It could be like a story I've said, or all these free things, and yet people keep unsubscribing, and I'm like, but you went and got my book, and you wanted to be notified when I had some emails, or that's why you signed up for it. So I stopped going to BookFunnel because I wasn't getting the feedback, which when you go to BookFunnel, they say, "Oh, you get all this feedback. People love your books." Blah blah blah. No, none of that is true. I'll tell you right now. It's good for certain books, good for certain writers, good for certain clicks. Let me put it that way. Because I don't define my genre, people aren't gravitating to me because I write other things. And people say, well, you should need to have like a specific genre you write, or you need to build your brand. Well, my brand is me, and this is what you get. So when I put out these things and then people unsubscribe, it just makes me, I don't know, angry. Probably not angry, just disappointed that nobody wanted to give me a chance to get into my writing, get into my stories. So I'm trying it again, and I'll see how I do. So yeah, if you click on to the Substack of my page, you can look at it. I want to say that it's going to be quick, but it's not. The chapters will come slowly. I make no bones about that. Everything I write tends to come slowly. So I know that some people hate that. They want chapter after chapter after chapter after week, week after week after week, a serialized book. But I can't make that promise. And I don't think any writer should make that promise, because it takes a while to craft stories. Now, I know when they say, when you write these stories, you have to write well in advance. You know how long that would take? That would take a long time for somebody to crank out that many chapters. Unless you're retired and you have no life and you can crank out that many chapters. But I have a life. I have a job. I have things to do. I'm just a normal person like everybody else. Just trying to make ends meet. And I've been posting this stuff, but I've also been posting in my other Substack account, my Plus account, where you can go and read the other books. I'm trying to put more chapters on as I go. I don't know why I'm being so cautious about it. I guess I just don't trust the internet like I should. And so you just have to excuse me for that. I'm not tech savvy for the most part, and I don't have a new computer. I'm doing this on my iPad, which again is very, very limiting in some ways. I prefer my computer, to which I'm also having to go in my Ko-fi account and ask for a donation to get me a new computer because I can't afford it. I'm working with the one I've got. It can't keep going for much longer, and my writing is suffering from it. I'm trying to use some iPad features for writing, but it's nowhere near what I can do on um, my MacBook. I'm a slave to the MacBook, unfortunately, because I have Vela, and Vela is an amazing formatting book creation tool that I absolutely cannot live without. I love that. I can't use Scrivener. I tried Scrivener, can't use it. Don't like it. I can't use or like Microsoft Word because my God, it's so uh, Word. I can't do it. It's just. But Vela is the one program I've loved. It's the one program I'm uh, with. I've been there from the beginning, so I have a lifetime membership for Vela. So I am well, well into Vela, and it's the one thing I can't live without. But again, times being what they are, I understand people can't shell out money like they should, and I understand. I tried to go on a GoFundMe thing, and I took it down immediately because I felt guilty of putting that on there because that's more for charities and other more important kids like looking for like donations for their illnesses, and I just felt wrong putting that on there. Ko-fi is just a donation tipping service. I do go on there and I do that. You can also donate directly from my Substack page. I do have like a donate page, um, or I will have it up there. But any of the stories, I usually try to put a donate button, and you can donate through there. And I understand a lot of people aren't comfortable with like donations or tips or whatever. And I know we went through a whole thing about tipping in the um, years. It's still happening. You're at restaurants and you're just picking up a pizza and they want a donation. So I get why a lot of people don't find that comfortable. Um, but for me, it's hard times, and I'd love to get a new computer. I really would, but uh, they're just so damn expensive, and I'm a slave to Mac. What can I say? I've been with Mac for a long time. It's all I know, and I know when you are on a specific computer you love, say like you're on an Android computer or Mac, not a MacBook, but a Windows computer, and you're just used to it all the time. So that's the one computer you want to have. So I get it, and I know it's hard for anybody um, to like just use another computer, and that's me. I'm particularly right on to Mac. I just it's been there since I've started computing, and I'm faithful to it. What can I say? So if I can't get a new computer, I can't get a new computer. What am I going to do? I still have my iPad, but how long will that last? That's the thing. Anyway, so that's there if you want to send a donation for that. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. So I've been working on Send in the Dead, and like I said, I'm getting a few chapters up there, and I am working on the other books, or at least trying to. I know I've got one with Journey into the End. It's complete. I just have to go re-edit the thing, and I have to pawn over it and make sure everything fits and gels. So I had hoped to get it out by the new year. It may not get out until like March or April, but it is coming. Because it's a lot to go through, and just editing alone is time consuming. My short stories are still happening from time to time. I'm still doing like the quick the freeloaders on Substack with the Katana of Destiny, this anthology. Well, not anthology. It's a collection of shorts, like flash fictions of people that possess the katana. That it gives them the strength to have revenge or to seek justice. And I think it's a good one. I really do. I did a couple of, I think about three that were World War II inspired um, during the month of remembrance for the fallen soldiers in the month of November, um, just as an honorary thing. I'd like to finish continuing that journey that it's on, but it's never meant to be linear. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's in a way a set pattern. I, I hope to have it like come to an end point where I can collect all the stories and just have one definitive um, book of collection of this journey of Katana of Destiny. So it'll be nothing but flash fiction, just like uh, my last one with um, the artificial life, where it was like multiple stories about different artificial beings, computers, AI, living their lives through the various elements and what humanity was like with it. And I think that uh, it's on there. It's available. I can only push my book so far. It's pretty daunting. Um, I know if I had more audiobooks, it would do better, because my audiobooks have actually done a lot better than my ebooks and my print combined. The ebooks do well enough as they can, but when it's on an audiobook, it seems to get more attention. I want to do one for the Jungle Planet, but it's so costly to get somebody to voice it. I could try to do it, but I'm just I can't produce such a thing. It's too big of a project for me. Um, Voicing, editing, doing all that stuff. It's people don't understand that it takes a lot, and you have to have a certain quality, especially on Audible. Audible demands quality, and unfortunately, that's what I don't have. Um, which is me. So I'll try eventually to see. I've been trying to get my short stories done on Audible, but I'm just not happy. And I have to give up my rights, and which I'm just so darn reluctant to do. To give up my rights for the stories, for producers to do whatever they want with. I've done 2 of 3 stories like that, and it's really just hurt me in the long run. I don't get much royalties for it. Uh, it's a split thing, so I don't get very much. They probably don't get very much. But when it's my own, the immortality, um, the immortality factor. Oh, sorry, the immortality complex. That's my short story. Oh my gosh! But that one was fully voiced, but it all goes to me. And I think so too is the Massive Planet, which I think is with Fine Away Voices, uh, and they've shipped it to Spotify, which is now taking over for whatever they were using before. And now I'm getting a little bit of residuals from that as well. And now I know Spotify is taking a lot of liberties with some stuff, and it's just getting so complicated. It really is. So trying to get my stories done is hard, especially for audio. Um, I do it with AI, but then people are just so torn on that whole AI issue. And I really don't want to get into it. I really don't want to start that topic because there's just too much on that about what authors think, what readers think, what's happening with everything with between the copyrights with the fair use and stuff like that. It is just too much, and I think I'm just going to leave that be for now because it's just too big of a topic to talk about. But anyway, like I said, I'm trying to do it my way, trying to at least get something out there, something completed. And I know that I've got other books that are trying to get made, trying to get finished. I know I got to finish doing the Burning Fire Rises Part 2, but this book, which took me so long to write and make, has done very little. And I'm disappointed. I really am. I mean, I really thought I had something with this one, and I'm not sure why, but the reviews are non-existent. Even though I know I've given away a lot of copies of these, I know I did, and I just haven't gotten the reviews. Either people don't want to give a review because of the book, like it couldn't have been that bad. Um, there's been some people that have read it that actually found it really interesting. Um, you know, uh, another writer loved the book, and The Long Lost War, which I've changed the cover from this. This was the old cover for this. But The Long Lost War still remains my top novella. That's still doing really, really well. And then there's also The Outer Red, which, as you can see, is a hardcover. There's a hardcover version out there that you can buy, and it's all 4 parts of the story in one. This is like, if you like Red Riding Hood and all the fables of Goldilocks and stuff like that, it's all in this. Like I've reimagined it into like a universe of its own here, and just done it in such a way that it actually is fun. So this is the book to get for someone that likes fantasy and science fiction put together. I mean, it's just that's what I do. I try to combine a lot of things into stories, try to entertain as much as I can. I've written so many books. I've got The Jungle Planet. Um, this is like a really good novel. I just don't know. Uh, there are some reviews out there for it. I let you decide what you do, and your service is required. This took me for a long, long time to write, even though when I thought of it when I was driving one day, I thought of the entire story, how it was all going to go. Writing it was a different matter because I think faster than I write. So usually about halfway through books, I'm on to the next book, and I get a little, uh, sidetracked. Like when I was talking about the Burning Fire Rises, this is the book 0 with all the little mini adventures, like about 6 mini adventures in here. That of the Professor Darkham's Shadow, that you can read first or read after. There's no chronology. Like I said, I try to make them so that they're you can read them in any order, kind of like thing. And then I have The Massive Planet, which is my version of Babylon 5 and Star Trek smashed together, kind of like thing. It's about the first ship that gets out into the deep space and the encounters they're have. And I'm working on the sequel book. Am I almost done with it? I guess so. It's more of a sequel prequel kind of thing, like I did with the Long Lost War, which I still have to get back to. But eventually, I'll get that one done. There's just so many parts to these books that I have to finish up, and it's finding the time to do it. So be patient with me. I'm getting there. And like I said, just come and support me. Come and read my books, read my Substack page, figure out who I am. Give me some feedback. Give me some comments. Let me know how I'm doing as a writer. Let me know what you think of my writing. And that's all I ask. So I think I'll end it for here. And I thank you very much. There's my finger.